Could you tell us how AIM Congress has been for you? The first day, the second day, how has it been?
It's been an interesting year with all the change that we're experiencing around the world. And, I think being here was so important because it gave a chance for a lot of leaders, business leaders, financial leaders, to have a chance to really try to synthesize what these impacts are and how that's going to translate into foreign direct investment, how it's going to translate into supply chain disruption, how it's going to translate into automation to reduce costs, and how it's going to translate into the interdisciplinary dealings between the various countries around the world. So it's been, no one intended it to be, and this is, I've attended AIM now for several years, and I think the leadership that has put this together has done an outstanding job again, and has brought together some very brilliant minds to think and talk through some of the greatest challenges. From SkyPower's perspective, it's given us an opportunity to meet with several heads of state. We build large-scale solar, the most profitable solar company in the world. We work in partnership with governments. Our projects are 25-30% levered rates of return. We do public-private partnerships. So this is the perfect milieu for us to be here for our existing clients, being the governments that we sell to in developing countries like in the DRC and Zimbabwe and Madagascar, and then meeting with banks and also really understanding how AI is going to play a role in the days ahead and the weeks and years ahead. So it's all encompassing, and it truly is the best 2 days I could think I couldn't spend anywhere else.
Amazing. So you mentioned foreign direct investment and global trade. That is both of our key portfolios also in AIM Congress. So have you attended the panels, the discussions in AIM Congress?
I have. I've had a chance to sit through some of them. I think that a lot of the discussion and the thoughts that came out left me with a lot of people feeling uncertain, which is normal in the circumstance of change. But it also left me with a very good impression that the fact that there is uncertainty, it's causing us to really look at our existing business models as a company, countries looking at their existing trading models, and sometimes even when things aren't broken, you always have to look at ways of improving it. So I found them to be very educational, very insightful, because it's always hard when you're in your shoes to walk in someone else's. But the assembly of the minds that participated here is just something. I mean, look, there are very few events that I truly spend 2-3 days at each year, almost like a gallery of people within a context of the same focus, which is mutual trade, finance, meet together and explore ways in a nice environment where, it's busy, but it's also personable. You can sit with ministers and have discussions, get their views, listen to some of the challenges that they're facing and share with them the ways that other countries are addressing it. And the same with, you look at some of these car manufacturers, VinFast, they have some serious challenges ahead given the tariffs, and they have to work through that. So being able to sit with the CEOs, a dear friend, and sharing some of the views and insights that I have from the Americas and thinking through strategies, because at the end of the day, we all want to be successful, and we will be. We just have to find ways maybe to change the manner in which we've worked over the last decades.
So we actually are really honored to have you in here in Congress. So to conclude it overall, what is something that you would like to say to AIM Congress?
I'll tell you, I was an advisor to Ban Ki-moon, and I would sit at the United Nations for many years while he was the Secretary General, and he anointed me to be the pioneer for climate action. And although I was honored, it also came with a responsibility. So when you sit in a room and you hear all these varying views, and a lot of them are politically motivated or situations at a time, you don't really walk away understanding much because there's a lot of undertones, right? Someone gets up, speaks, then another person gets up and speaks, And it's almost like a video game where people are having their either the same team or a different team, and this is a video game here. This is life. And what AIM has successfully done is brought together like-minded individuals that have the same queries and the same exploratory reasoning that I'm here. I want to understand better. You know, the greatest mistake people make in life is being afraid to change. Change is what has driven humanity to grow. So coming here and listening to alternate views. You know, the most successful businesses aren't the businesses that have been doing the same thing time and time again. I live my life by one rule, and that is I'm disappointed in myself if I don't recognize that I made at least one mistake a day. Because if you don't recognize that, then you can't change. I believe change is critical for growth. That's what evolution is. We've all changed. Tomorrow will be the first day of the rest of our lives. And you know what? Everything has a habit of working itself out. And I believe that AIM has really brought together a lot of brilliant minds that are going to all depart here. And if they take that, you take 6 degrees of separation. If all these people that came to AIM now go to their home countries and interact with their network and share what they learned here, the world is going to be a better place.
Amazing. Really, thank you so much for your
No, it's my
time.
pleasure.